Hello, happy crocheters. This is Lindsay from windingroadcrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this very easy and beautiful fall garland. For this project, you're going to need some medium weight yarn, a size H or 5mm crochet hook, yarn needle, and scissors. To get started, we are simply going to make a slip knot, insert our hook, and chain 2. Then we will work a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So we're going to go back to that very first chain, insert our hook, and create a single crochet. For row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn and work 2 single crochet or an increase into the only stitch of row 1. For row 3, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. We are going to increase in the first stitch and single crochet across. And for row 3, that simply means to single crochet into the next stitch. So in our first stitch, we are working 2 single crochets and then a single crochet into the next stitch. We're going to chain 1 and turn for row 4. We are going to increase in the first stitch and then single crochet across. So 1 and 2 single crochets into the first stitch and then single crochet in each stitch across. We are just going to continue to repeat this row until we have a total of 17 rows. So for row 5, we are going to chain 1 and turn, increase in the first stitch, and simply single crochet across. There's our increase, and then we are going to single crochet in each stitch across. Repeat this row until you have a total of 17 rows, and you should have 17 stitches at the end of row 17. So here we've completed our first triangle, and if you want to make this triangle larger, you can repeat rows until you have it as large as you'd like. But when you have your triangle the size you want, we are going to single crochet around the edges. So you'll start with a chain 1 and then single crochet into the side of each row. Once your first side is complete, we will chain 2 at the bottom and then turn our project so that we could work a single crochet into the opposite side of each row. While single crocheting up this row, I like to single crochet over my first yarn in so that I don't have to weave it in later. When you make it to the other side of our project, we are simply going to fasten off and weave in our ends. And if you did crochet over that other yarn in, you just need to clip it. So we will clip our first yarn in, grab a yarn needle, and weave in our second yarn in. And then you just need to make as many triangles as you need for your project. I made 5 yellow triangles and 4 orange triangles, and then several others to make a colorful garland without embroidery. But if you'd like to embroider words onto your garland, you're just going to need to take your yarn needle. And the easiest way to do this is actually to grab a piece of paper, write your letter on the paper, and then place that over your triangle. But what I'm showing you here is I'm actually trying to eyeball where to sew my letter, and I'm often using the stitches as a guide. So in this case, I am bringing my yarn out. The top of my letter is 4 stitches from the top of my triangle. and then you can count the stitches on each side of your triangle to help keep your letter centered. But as I said, if you get a piece of paper, draw out your triangle, draw where you want your letter. You can actually use that as a much better guide. Another thing you can do is if you're making big stitches like I am here, you could actually lay the paper on top of your triangle and stitch through it, and then gently rip off the paper when you're done. I am making big stitches, one stitch for each line that you would make when you are writing a letter. But you can make smaller stitches. I just think this works really well and it's simple. So I'm going to go ahead and embroider onto all of my triangles. I am writing the words fall vibes. You can write fall is here. You can write fall, y'all. You can write whatever you want. This is also a really good project for other seasons and other holidays. My husband has already asked me to make one for our birthday celebrations. When you are ready to join all of your triangles together, you are going to make a slip knot and insert your hook. You are going to start by making a chain. Make the chain as long as you need it to be able to hang your garland. I don't need mine to be very long, so I'm going to start with a chain of 15. When your chain is ready, we are going to start with our first triangle. We are going to single crochet into the side of the last stitch of the border row, row 18 if you made this size triangle. Then we are going to single crochet in each stitch of row 17. When you reach the end of the row, you work one more single crochet into that border row, pick up your next triangle, and repeat the process on that triangle, starting with one single crochet into the side of the border row stitch, then single crocheting along the last row of the triangle, and then into the last border row stitch, and that is how you join all of your triangles. You can put chains in between the two triangles if you would like to have a space between your words, or if you'd like to hang other things on the garland. It is completely up to you, but this is how you would add the triangles to the garland. So here you have our finished garland. I think it turned out beautiful. I use it on a photo board that I have, and you can absolutely decorate this garland even more using the fall leaf pattern that I just put out, or you can do acorns or sew sunflowers to the front of the triangles. You can find videos for all of that in my holiday decor playlist. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and until next time, happy crocheting.